Okay, can you see what I see?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. So I know that there were various errors in the code. So this is the other one. This is for the one for the Romi bot. And here, so let me check if I did. So there are various things. So what I did is I did a different arcade drive, and this was because if I were to, while doing this, I can just change it everything. So you know that the arcade drive takes this variable and this variable from the controller. No, actually, it's in C here, actually. So it takes this variable and this variable that it's kind of like a double value, more or less, from the controller. So if I were to, but this, like, so if I didn't change it, what we would be doing is we would need to override this. And the simplest way was to just use another one. And then in the robot container, we would choose whether or not we want to use the, what's the name, whether we want to use the joystick or we want to use the keyboard. That's for now what I had in mind. And here, well, so I need to remember, okay. Yeah, I didn't change much in this one, but I'm gonna show you more or less what I had in mind. So what we could do in here is, I think, yes, I have an idea. Is, let me think. Okay, I have an idea. It will be, oh, like, did I spell it right? My bad. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna create a method, or yeah, method that's gonna be called a get forward or get backward. It's not gonna be so. What this one is gonna return is if we are pressing the W or the S, it's gonna return a positive or a negative value. And then I'm gonna do another one that's gonna be a get a sideways speed, and that one is gonna not speed, like the name there, yeah. But you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Actually, it's not. What names do you want to use? Come.
What's this? Wait, what's this method gonna be for then? So
So
this is
so
to
what
tell if
this
we're holding down the W key.
so what okay, let me so it's in this method. What it's gonna return a positive or a negative value depending on you if you press a W or an S.
Maybe
You
like
get what I'm
key
saying?
input or something.
Yes,
So
it's
like when
basically key import. So if I'm not wrong, this it's always called. So if this is always called and this one is always being called, then I want, so if this is always being called, then I don't need to worry about making a while loop. You know what you get with that?
yeah, because it's
So
periodic, I'm pretty sure.
yes, so that is the main problem because you want the robot and the loop to be in synchrony with the robot timing. So you don't want, so if you use a while loop to execute something, so for example, if you
Yeah,
execute,
because
so yeah, moreover, the case switch statements, you should only use them for methods. You should not use them for a while loop because they're gonna always
oh
execute. If they are
no,
always, so they're supposed to be only executed when they are called. It's
so
not
the
like an,
while loop, because I was writing that in Eclipse because I wanted to test out like because I at that point I was just like playing around because I wanted to make sure like how the keystroke class works. So
oh,
like I knew the while loop like in this program like it could never be used like in a robot because it would just destroy everything.
yeah, because it
So
will
I was just
always be
like using that
executing.
in place of like a scheduler because I didn't want to
But
have to set that up.
yeah, the thing is, so when you use the keystroke, you need to give a keystroke. If you don't give any keystroke, it's kind of like it will just like plop, then it's not gonna work. So my plan is, okay, you're gonna forgive me, but I forgot exactly how to make what's the name? case. So I'm gonna go back to where I have it in here. Can you see this Windows screen or not?
I
No,
can
this
only
Google.
see VS Code.
Okay, wonderful. I'm gonna just check something because you did well, you did a lot of things very good. So wonderful. And I do appreciate that you took the time to do the challenge. It was very hard. So don't feel bad for, well,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, it's very interesting to like learn all this stuff. Like, I don't know, it's pretty fun. It's just
What
that I feel like network tables like has to be used at some point, but there's probably like so many ways you can do it. Like, I don't
I do agree with that. So in
know.
here, when you do case, so in here, so if it's W, it's gonna be, let me think, it's gonna return 1.0 times, and this is gonna be a constant that I'm gonna create, and I'm gonna create in here. So there are not many constants, as you can see. I'm gonna put a public, a static, a double, and then, so this is gonna be a factor of speed. It's gonna be called a speed factor. And this is basically gonna determine how fast it's gonna go. So you get what I'm saying? And it should be from 0 to 1.
Oh, I made mine a bit too high then. Mine like at like 10
So
because
if
I
you put
wasn't
it
sure how
1,
fast the robot could go.
so if you put it 1, it's gonna go full blown.
Oh, that's like the percentage of the motors, I guess.
That's
Like how
so this one, so you know that the motors work, the normal robot motors work with 12 volts. The Romi bot
yeah.
work with less. But so in this case, I will be multiplying by half. So it's gonna be half speed.
Okay.
One
So
thing that you need
yeah.
to take in mind, that you need to have in mind, is that, okay, case W, this is gonna be my bad, but return. So one thing that you need to have in mind is that you never want it to be too low, this value, because if it's too low, it's gonna go too slow, and it's not gonna move at all. And then you need to put so if you don't, you need to put something. So if it doesn't, so in here, the return statement works as a break. But if you do not have a return statement, you need to put a break. So in here, for example, I'm gonna put return negative 1.0 times speed factor. That way, so in here, case, I'm here gonna put null. In here, if it's null, actually no, it's not. If it's null, it's just gonna return.
Wouldn't that be a default statement then? Like
Yes.
not a case.
So I know that it should be a default, but I wasn't sure that there was a default statement. So that's why I did that.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Yeah, because
gonna.
I don't know how like switch cases. I just thought it would be pretty cool to be like, oh, like my first time like seriously coding and like because in Python it's like only ifs and I'm like, well, let's try out switch
So let me
cases.
explain you the difference. So the best thing about switch statement is that they go faster. But if
Yeah,
you
I
are
know
using,
that's what.
so okay, let me see in here. I'm just checking. Not default. Yeah, there is a default. I just wanted to make sure. So there is a default. Okay, there we go. Now it's done. Okay, this one goes. I need to take this one. Okay, this should do the trick, but I'm not gonna call it this way because it looks like an insult. So it would be a how you so a NS direction. That will be north-south direction, or should you call it forward power? FD. Is that better or not?
I think that
Okay, guys.
works.
So I know that. So yeah, like I know what I have to do. I'm just trying to see if you like it then. So have in mind that I did this a lot likely because you. So because you inspired me. So man, you did an awesome job. So since you decided to take the challenge that I gave you, I was very inspired, so that's why. There we go. And now I'm gonna do the same. And I'm gonna change it, this one to an A, this one to a D. And I'm gonna change this one to a left. Go. Now it's done, basically. And that's basically what I would have done. And then in here, what I would do is, okay, now I remember. So in here, I'm gonna try to find where it says this one. Let me remember. Nope. Okay. So what we're gonna do now is gonna implement this one, the keyboard arcade drive, into, if I'm not wrong, here. Tom, could you correct me? Okay, no correction. Lovely. I'm happy. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna.
Okay, I was gonna ask you, Ruben. So now that the code's like written, how do we get it onto the Romi?
So we still need to do one more step for the robot to use. We just need. It's not hard. We just need to, well, start the robot basically. Okay, in here, let me see one thing. Page drive is it? Oh. Okay, it's like I'm just checking out because I think that I messed it up, but I just want to make sure that I did not. In here, the arcade drive, this is the constructor, just puts the values, puts them in here, and sends them in here. Oh, I did wrong. Now I found it where. So we should not edit this one. Okay, so we should not edit this one because what it's doing here. So in the arcade drive, these values, if I'm not wrong, they're not for the controller. So we're gonna use arcade drive, but where we are gonna edit is not even here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go to rob container, and instead of putting in here, we're gonna use that one. So let me show you. So we're gonna use this. We're gonna copy this, Control C. I'm gonna put them in robot container. And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna find where to put it. I'm gonna put them in configure bottom bidding. I'm gonna put it in. Yes, it is in here. I'm gonna put it in here, and then this values. So for example, in here, this is one value that we're gonna need. So we're gonna put it in here. Did I do something? Okay, let me check it out. Did I do? Okay, there we go. Oh, okay. So I found something else that it was wrong. So it would not have run either way. That goes there. Then, okay. And this one, Control C. We'll do this, and that should do it. So in here, if I'm not wrong, they were asking in here for the, what's the name? So as you can see in here, they are asking here for the controller. In here, I'm gonna put I'm gonna create I'm gonna just copy this statement just in case something goes wrong, which it shouldn't, but I like to prevent. And now I'm gonna put this in here. You know that trick? So if you click the Windows key and V, it's gonna tell you like the history of your paste things. So I'm not sure if that one should go there. I'm gonna take it. So that should do it. And so as you can see, it takes it from the controller. So now it's done. And this one it's useless. I'm sorry. Okay, now how to implement this into the robot?
Wait,
Well,
I have a question. How did
Okay,
you
yes.
like the variable m under keystroke? Where did you like initialize it?
This one? Oh,
The
so I
key,
haven't,
yeah.
you're right, I have not done that before. So in here, I have not done that. So what I have to do now is first I need to create the, did I do something wrong? Okay, that goes there. Okay, now what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna come on top. No, I'm not gonna come on, okay, let's see. Yes, I'm gonna go on top. And in here, I'm gonna initialize it. Here is public, no, public, this one is did I import the picture class? Well, I'm not sure if I did, but I'm gonna do it. And now it's in okay, I just need to make sure where it was that I saved. So I saved most of this section to somewhere. Even here. I'm sorry that taking a little bit longer. Just want to make sure that do good. Sure. Okay. So one of the best tools that you will have as a programmer is basically Google. It will sound like a joke, but it's not. So I kid you not when I'm saying when I tell you that you will be so when you program, you will be most of your time searching for a way to implement it on Google, like, yeah, than using it actually.
When I was making my Discord bot, Google was like the lifesaver, like so much. Like especially for Python, like all the libraries and stuff, like everything's documented. So very, very helpful.
Here we go. And this one, if I'm not sure which you need to put in here, but if I'm not wrong, what it goes in here is where you're getting the input. So I'm gonna just check if I did something wrong or right. Just so I don't make it a mistake. Oh yeah, now I need to do that. Import. Okay, here it is. Should be in here, import. I know that I'm forgetting some parts before that. Just need to just check it out. I have a little question for you, Stefan. In Python, I'm not sure if you import how you import things in Python. I haven't programmed in a long time in Python.
Oh, in Python, you have to like it's not like Java where it uses like a server. So you have to like pip install it into your PC
Right.
first,
Yes.
and then you have to like import it into the program. I don't like that part of Python, but again, it's like there's so many libraries. Like if they tried to fit it all in one like server, like I don't think that would be possible.
Yes.
And also because Python's like open, not open. Yeah, actually, yeah, I think it's open source kind. It's like
It is open
very
source.
open
You're
source,
right.
yeah. So like you can literally just like easily create libraries. So I like it a lot.
Yeah, I do like Python for that. So for the thing is, you can indeed program with Python in the robot, but it would be so. What
Yeah,
I
it
would
would.
do
No, I
if
think
we
it would
were
be
to
pretty
use
slow.
Python, what we would do is we would write like a notepad file, or we would use the Python to write into the net, like it's called a network table, And then from the network table, we'll take that value, but that would be too much, wouldn't it be? So the Python would be in charge of getting the input, and the code would be just in charge of reading it. Get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. I
That
think
would
that
be
would
a
be pretty
possible
good too.
solution.
I mean, yeah, Python's pretty good with like key listeners and stuff like that, but problem is it's like kind of slow. But in terms of getting inputs, I don't really know how slow it is. Just the outputs that it has that are kind of iffy. I think it would work, but be kind of confusing to like implement Python and Java at the same time. I don't know how.
Well, so I did something like that on a code. So I was doing a website and I needed to transfer data from one programming language to another one. So what I did was basically that. I transformed so I made the Python code write values on like a text file, and then the JavaScript will be reading it, read it from the text file and transforming it to their own text.
Oh yeah.
That is the most efficient, like the best way that I know how to
Yeah, the
transfer
JSON,
it, basically.
like the JSON files is what I call them. I don't know if
Yes.
that's what you're talking. Yeah.
So no, more or less, yeah, you're close enough. I'm just checking out if I'm not doing it wrong. Let me just remember, because I do pay attention to what I read. You just need to remember what I read. What did I do? Okay, I think that I do remember more or less. So this should work. In case it doesn't work, I should use from here. So I'm not sure if this is gonna be doing it and I should transfer to this, or I should do something else. So that's why I was trying to check it out. And I'm gonna check it out a little bit more time just so I don't mess it up. I'm very sorry for taking too much time. I'm not wrong, it's in here. Well, for now, I'm gonna explain you more like a preview of what we should do when to make the robot be ready. So what we need to do is we need to synchronize the top plate with the bottom plate. You get that
So
right?
as in the what's it called? Not the Robo-Rio, the Raspberry Pi with the motherboard, I guess.
Yes. That is exactly
I
what we
think you
need to
said
do.
something about the Ethernet cable, like, because I was playing around with the robot and I was like looking stuff up, and apparently, like, yeah, like the whole Wi-Fi thing. And
Yes.
I didn't need an Ethernet cable, like, because like I found the dashboard and everything, but I don't know if like
It's like when you to program a robot, now the robot just know that there is a Raspberry Pi connected. We need to let him know that there is not only a Raspberry Pi, but there's also a what's the name? Yeah, that there is also a what do you call it? Yeah, but there is also
yeah, like
so
Robo-Rio and stuff.
yeah, there is also our not a robot, but it's kind of like the robot.
Yeah,
So you know that the robot is made of two parts, right?
yeah, the Raspberry Pi and the Romi dash, or Romi
Yes.
motherboard.
No, yeah, basically that. So we need to synchronize them together.
Okay.
Okay, okay. I have an idea of how we could do what I was doing. That a way that it should work better. Okay, so you know what a key event is, right?
Yeah, I do. It's like when
Okay, so
key press, key up, key, like there's like three
so for
different methods.
example, in here, I'm gonna just write it out. So you see here, so there is a key event. This, so key event key, for example, PE. Let me just connect my computer. So that is basically where it's gonna get the input. And then what we would do is key dot get key char. And that should return the a char. You get it?
Yeah.
Is it okay? Then now I just need to revert them to the right or wrong. Check it out if I did it wrong. Key. Okay. So I did most of it good. Just don't need to make a keystroke. I need to make a key event. Key. Okay, that's it. I just need to remember. Okay, I'm confused. So should I do a keystroke? I'm sorry. I need to think of it. Okay, so if I'm not wrong, it's right. I just need to make sure that this, it's getting it from the editor that we need. And that it's gonna need a little bit more research. But for now, I think we are done with this. Now, we're not getting anyone else, but I'm gonna show you more or less what we will need to do eventually. Esteban, do you have what's the name? Do you have the Ethernet cable with you, or you don't have the robot at all?
No, I have the robot, but I don't think I have an Ethernet cable.
Okay, so I'm gonna show you my camera so you can see what you're gonna do in the future. So when you get a Ethernet cable, well, you don't need specifically a Ethernet cable part, but for the first time you will need. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna connect this in here, and then you're gonna connect the other one into your computer. That way, the robot and the computer will be connected. The first time you need to do that, so you can like initialize it. Then after that, you will be able to connect it by Wi-Fi. Then you're gonna connect it, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the website of the Romi bot, and you're gonna. So don't do it now. We're gonna do it like next time maybe. Since nobody came today, I'm very sad about that. Except you, Stefan. Thank you for coming. So we're gonna do next time, maybe next Thursday. Kate, isn't that possible?
Yeah, that works
Okay.
for me.
Yeah, Kate, do you think that you could help me to initialize that and make people come?
Yeah, for sure.
Wonderful. So what we're gonna do is after that, we're gonna use the USB cable to connect the micro USB to the Romi to the blackboard, which is the low in like it's the low level connection because it doesn't take much. It's thick. It's like yeah, basically that. So it just gets the input and that's what it's being told to do, like a thought. And then the Raspberry Pi, which is the mastermind, you're gonna connect the USB to the Raspberry Pi, and then here. Oh, also all of this needs to be turned off. You do that, then you turn on the robot while connected with the Wi-Fi or the the Ethernet cable, and you're gonna go to the website. On the website, you're gonna find a button that's gonna say update firmware. You're gonna click that one, and it's gonna do a long process. After it's done, you're ready to program the robot. So that is a very short, fast explanation to what we are gonna do next time. And Stefan, I would appreciate if you don't do that while you're like you're at your home, so we can do it all together.
Yeah, I definitely will. That sounds like I could mess something up, and I'm not gonna.
Yes.
Not gonna do that
So if
one.
we mess it up, we will mess it up together, or I
All
will
right.
mess up in front of all of you, but don't mess you up. Yeah. But
Yeah.
you see, I'm gonna mess up. I'm gonna try to not mess it up, but if I mess it up, it's gonna be for you, man.
All right. We don't mess up at all.
Do I? What do you say?
I hope we don't mess up at all.
Oh yeah, I hope to. Well, Kate and Stefan, I don't want to bother you more. So I think we're gonna finish now the meeting. If you have any questions, Stefan, we do you so if I'm not wrong, you're in the software, right? In the robotics podcast like Discord, right?
In the what? Oh, software.
Never mind. Do you have Discord?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Are you in the podcast server?
Yes, I am.
If you have any question, you could ask me there, and we could just do a quick call.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Well, thank you, Kate. Thank you, Stefan, for coming. I wish you a wonderful weekend and a wonderful rest of the week. Have a wonderful day. See you next time.
See ya.
Bye.
Ruben, bye,
Bye.
Esteban.
Bye,
Bye,
Kate.
Kate.
Bye, Stefan.